I'd like to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone to rule and teach well. Peace of salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Um, I'm surprised I never got around to doing a lesson on this movie, Civil War. I watched it like a day after it had came out. I may title this lesson, "This is the reason why this did over 100 million in box office sales." It was actually a pretty good movie. If you can get through the first part of it, it was a little slow, but it gave a perspective of war photography. It's not in the sense of a perspective of the soldier in this particular movie, which when I was initially watching it, I didn't like, and then started pondering about it and then reading articles about it. I ended up gravitating more towards them moving that direction, and I really want to go watch it again. So I got this article from CNN. It says Civil War sends a message that's more dangerous than the violence it depicts on screen. And I'm going to read a little bit of this article, but from that title right there, the movie Civil War sends a message that's more dangerous than the violence it depicts on screen, is almost in the sense of saying these things can really happen. We're not sitting here watching Marvel's Avengers or fucking Iron Man or Spider-Man, some far-fetched fantasy bullshit with some white people in some spandex thinking they're going to save the entire galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy bullshit. No, we're watching what's really playing out. And I've done plethora of lessons on the Texas border. And in this movie, they had something called the Western Front, which was the two biggest states in America that seceded, with California being 40 million people and in Texas being about 30 million people. There goes 70 million people right there seceding from the United States. All right, that's like a damn near a third, of America. Okay, so let's read a little bit here. I'm gonna scroll down. There's a point that I want to read. The first part speaks a little bit about the Ukraine and shit like that, but I'm gonna start right here and I'm gonna read. It says, but there's another type of story that's gained traction in the U.S., the kind that can cause a nation to unravel. So again, it says, but there's another type of story that's gained traction in the U.S., the kind that cause a nation to unravel. Salakia. We're gonna go ahead and keep this scripture on cue. Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? All right. So this movie Civil War is something that's very opposite of far-fetched. It's very, very true. It says the new hit movie Civil War, which has earned more than 100 million, like I said, worldwide at the box office, is the latest example of a disturbing trend. We no longer seem to know how to tell well-crafted stories that counter those that depict American democracy as doomed. And that's where you get a lot of these dystopian type movies and things of that nature, where all hell break loose and it does not go back to normalcy. All right, and that's what we're seeing here. And that movie Civil War is a very real thing that can and will happen here in America, because it's America. You thought America was divided. Each day this place gets more and more divided. The factions become more and more clear and evident. Sides are being chosen at an exponential rate. People are getting more, what you could say, offended if you don't think the way they think. This PC culture, you'll end up getting canceled. All right, things of that nature. It's going to be a war on ideology, war on religion, war on thought processes, ideas, war on fashion, meaning clothing, war on type of music you listen to, of course, gender war, which we've been experiencing, and ultimately it's going to turn into a physical war, just like in that movie, What Kind of American Are You? All right, we're coming into that time. It says in Civil War, tanks trampled democracy. The film depicts a near future America that has been torn apart by ascending regions and militia violence. Of course, the Western Front, which was Texas and California. All right. It features a fascist leader in the White House, an attempted coup, and Americans casually killing one another in the streets. One critic called it a writer-director Alex Garland's very in-your-face attempt to imagine the unimaginable in America. And I've seen a lot of videos, these Edomites who are into, I'll say it, a lot of these Edomites, of course, are in the guns. They make YouTube videos, and they're saying that this movie, Civil War, is the prime reason why they're prepping, because this will happen. Edomites are saying this. But you still got Jake out here who's in La La Land thinking 9 to 5 is going to be the rest of their life. No, buddy. The brother Shamak and the Atlantic camp, Officer Shamak and the Atlantic camp just did a lesson that the times are going to get very dangerous and chaotic, where each hour after hour upon hour, your life is going to be threatened. And that's what the Civil War depicted. It says it's hard to imagine any other future for the United States when you consider the popularity of movies like Civil War. Right. It says it's hard to imagine other futures for the United States. It's hard to imagine the future of the United States without even watching the Civil War movie. Just look. Read a fucking article. Read an article about the economy. Look at your own bank account. Look at your own life. And you sit here and think, can this really continue? You see? It says most of the stories about the state of America gain traction in popular culture are the ones that end in its failure. You see? People want real talk deep down inside, these American people want to see the demise of this country because it's not suited the way they want it to be suited. There's too many different groups and organizations, and ultimately, all in all, America is one big hate group because everyone has their own leader group and they oppose the next. So it says Civil War is a part of a growing entertainment genre that, to borrow a phrase from the former president Trump, could be an American carnage. Dystopian movies and TVs like The Walking Dead, The Purge, The Hunger Games, The Handmaid's Tale, and The Last of Us all imagine a hellish future in America triggered by an environmental, political, or civic collapse. So I'm going to stop it right there. And let's go ahead and add a pestilence collapse. You see that movie World War Z? That's another type of dystopian type movie that depicts America going down due to a virus that outbreaks. So this is actually going to happen. I'm actually going to go rewatch this movie Civil War, see some things that I might have missed, and then go from there, of course. But this is what's playing out. I have done plethora of videos on the Texas border. I've done plethora of videos showing the Mexican army is moving toward the Texas border. I've done a video showing how Texas has sent a bill to the federal government to reimburse them for watching the border. I've done a video on how they're killing people, not randomly, but I believe randomly. They're killing people at the border who try to cross. It's literally open fire down there. and the way they're treating the immigrants that are coming in is something to look at as well. Though I have no sympathy for it, to be honest with you. The Northern Kingdom has been going off, and they're trying to enter into a country that doesn't even like them. Their simplistic ways. But where are they coming from? A place that is riddled with the cartel. So pick your poison, you could say. Um, I've done videos on how Tennessee, Georgia, I think a few other states, not a few other states, a lot of other states have sent 1,000 here. I think Georgia sent about 5 to 10,000 Georgia reserved armed troops down the Texas border to secure the border. So these things are happening. The Civil War is more evident and more clear each and every single day, just on the the basis of the mind of the people and just what's going on. So Matthew 12:25 again, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So America is divided against itself. It will not stand. Matter of fact, let's get this word divided really quickly.
Strong's G 3307, merizo.
Merizo, and it means give apart, to be difference between. And what I'm reading right now is the KJV translation count. Translate says to distribute, deal, be different, be difference between. It says to divide, separate into parts. As we can see, the FEMA parts that FEMA has separated America in, cut into pieces. Okay, cut into pieces. And really, this word is dividing this place as well. It says to distribute a thing among the people, bestow, impart. It says disunite. That's a great one right there. All right, because the word unite means to simply to come together and be as one. To disunite, okay, meaning like a disassembly. You're breaking up that united bond that is called United States. It's funny because now when you say the United States, it actually really sounds like a democracy. I'm not a democracy, an oxymoron at this point. A state is a status, and united, of course, is coming as one. But how can this place be united as one when each state in America has a different status from the next? Each government, their own government, different than the next. It is disassociated from one another. Georgia don't have the same laws as Florida. Once you cross that Georgia Florida line, it's a different status or status that you're crossing into. So United States of America, in a sense, is an oxymoron when you say it. It says be difference between, distribute, divide, give, particle. Or yeah. So that's about it. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim Akakwadash, and like always, repent for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believed. All right. Shalom.